Have you ever wondered what it would be like to make a full-time income with your Etsy shop? Or perhaps you've wondered what you could be making monthly in your Etsy shop as profit after 2 to 3 years of consistently treating it like a full-fledged business. If so, then you're sitting in the right spot. I'm so glad you clicked on this video. I'm going to be giving you an inside look at my Etsy earnings for the month of June. Hi guys, Simply Shauna here, former 4th grade teacher. I had absolutely no business background, no experience with designing shirts or totes or mugs, absolutely no experience with retail or selling anything online. And yet here we are, 2 years and 8 months after I opened my Etsy shop. I am a full-time Etsy seller and making much more money than I ever did teaching. And my shop continues to grow, bringing me more and more profits and affording me a lot of flexibility in my schedule to prioritize the things that I think are important. If I can do it, you absolutely can do it too. On this channel, we talk all about that journey, lots of tutorials and lots of mindset or inspirational videos to get you started. This video specifically is part of my monthly income reports. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing exactly what Etsy paid me out this month, what I paid my print-on-demand partners, what was going on with my ads and what role they played in the numbers this month, and what I made back in credit card rewards this past month. If you're interested in hearing more about credit card rewards and which credit cards I use, I do have this video here that I'll link down below in case you want to go check those out. And you will want to stay to the end of the video because I am going to be sharing why the results are what they are. And that's probably the most important piece anyone can share with you. Why was the outcome what it was? Because then you know what to do and not to do in your shop, so that you can make it happen for yourself. If you have been enjoying these monthly income reports, take a second now to like this video and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let's jump into the June numbers. I am going to show you what the growth has been from June to June to June. So this is 2023. We're going to look at 2022's June and 2021. So you could see the incredible growth from one year to the next, so you know what you can look forward to this time next year if you take your shop seriously. June of 2021 would have been my 8th or 9th month into my Etsy journey, so that'll give you an idea when we're looking at those numbers how far in I was that month. And we're also going to look at this year of 2023 and what the growth has been from January to June and what I'm thinking is going to happen in July and August. Here we're looking at a screenshot from my very first June on Etsy. That would be 2021. And this is about my 8th or 9th month into my Etsy journey. My orders were 134. I had 134 orders that month, and the revenue was $4,318. Now, that month I had a total of 1,192 listings, and the profit from that revenue was $1,200, a little over $1,200. That was super exciting because the month prior was just over 1,000, and then the month prior to that was just over 600. So I kind of doubled and maintained that doubling. And this was despite the fact that I had taken a lot of listings out of my shop at that time because I had some trademarked Jeep things that had to come down. So just always make sure you're checking uspto.gov and make sure that you are not infringing on another brand or a copyright. Again, the revenue there was $4,318. Now, 1 year later, exactly 1 year later, this is now June of 2022. My revenue has increased by more than quadruple, and now it's $18,085.73, and the amount of orders that month was 353 orders. When I toggle the switch over to compare it to last month, we see another line there. So we could see the line from 2021, and we could see what a nice bump up it was in 2022. And skipping along to 2023, we've got $42,416 as the revenue this past month, and the orders have doubled to 733 orders. So the revenue a little more than doubled, and the orders also a little more than doubled. But what you really want to know is what was the profit that I got to keep for the month of June in 2023? Because I didn't get to keep $42,000, the number we were just discussing. So after Etsy took all of the fees that they take, which usually for me winds up, I think of it about 11%, 11.5%. That's, if I'm guesstimating, that's what it's about. And then they also kept everything I owed them for running the ads that I was running. What they actually paid out to me was $32,277.16 after all of those fees were taken out. Once I had that money in my hands, I had to go and then pay my print-on-demand partners, which is Printful and Printify. And after I paid them, I had to pay them $24,397.33. And so in the end, the profit for June was $7,878.83. Now, if you follow my monthly income reports, you know that in May, I made a whopping $12,878 in profit. And now in June, what an enormous decrease to fall down all the way to $7,878. And I don't typically drop in June. I typically drop in May, which I did not do this year. I kept climbing in May, and now I took a big dip in June. I want to address the reason for this. So why such a big drop in June? It was pretty substantial, that decline there in my profits. It wasn't by accident, and it wasn't just bad luck. It was because of decisions that I made 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks ago. And I may continue to pay the price as we move into July. So what was I doing 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks ago that led to this big drop in June? Because I don't historically make a drop in June. I usually drop in May, and then I come back up in June and keep climbing to the end of the year. Okay, so what was I doing? I did not list very much in May. Life got really busy. I got really sick that month and was down and out for a week. I decided to spend more time on my YouTube goals and dropped some of my Etsy goals by mistake. And as a result, I only wound up getting 46 listings into my shop. And as I've been having these really big goals for this year to double my shop from last year, I had to have very aggressive listing goals to stay on course with that. So my listing goals are 200 listings a month. Dropping down to 46 or 48 or something like that in the 40s listings for the month of May. And I got most of those listings in toward the beginning of May. So I didn't even list much toward the end of May. It wasn't like consistent, like 10, 12 listings each week. It was like loaded it up at the beginning and then didn't get many listings in later. I mention this because this makes a difference. Consistent behavior in your shop makes a difference. So ignoring listing for several weeks in a row, that is going to impact you. And I'm certainly being impacted by that now. Now I have gotten myself back on track. Last month, I went back to 196 listings, so I hit that. I always say 200, and I know that the bottom number I really don't want to drop under is 150. So I was really happy with 196 listings. I keep a paper that I just do a tally. I write down 3 or 4, maybe 5 niches that I want to consistently list in. I might throw a couple of random niches in, but I want to be aware of these specific niches. So I keep a chart where I just put little tallies so I can know at the end of the month exactly how much effort went into each of these niches consistently. And I'm already off to a great start this month. I have, I think, 30 or 40 something already. I'll look real quick. 48. I have 48 already, so I'm feeling good about that start to this month. I really think of my Etsy shop like a train, and it was chugging so fast and so strong, and it's been picking up speed throughout this year as I've been listing and reinforcing the train tracks that train needs on down the road. And I just wasn't able to do that and put enough in my shop and build it up enough for things that sell during the month of June. So that is why it dropped. Now I'm looking down the road and knowing, okay, well, in July, August, September, these are the things that are going to sell. That's what I was thinking about last month. This month, it's more, not so much July, because that's done. Those decisions have been made. But maybe late August into September, what do I need to be listing so that I can build those train tracks, reinforce them, so that this train doesn't have to slow down when it gets there and it can keep picking up steam and charging forward. I am going to be doing a video hopefully next week. So if it's something you're interested in, keep your eye open for this, about a niche that is going to help me get this plane out of its nosedive and get me back up to where my goals are. A very specific niche that can make a lot of money, and it's a great niche to be listing in right now. Keep your eye open for that video next week. And back to our numbers real quick. Even though there was a drop from May to June this year, when we go back and look at June across the years 2021, 2022, and 2023, we see continued growth. We go from 1,200 to 5,700 to 7,800 in 2023. Now, because my goal is to double my shop and go from just over $100,000 profit in 2022 to $200,000 profit in 2023. I've been gauging that progress by always looking back at last year and comparing it month to month. If I've doubled, then it's looking likely that I'll be able to hit my goal. And if I'm not, then I need to figure some new plans out, make some new goals if I still want to hit that target. So I am behind for the month of June. I would have hoped to make more like $11,000 profit. So it is time to hustle, and it is time to make sure that I'm hitting all my goals. And just to keep us with a realistic perspective on how to look at this, when I tally up the numbers from last year, January through June, I had a total profit of $26,622. The hope would be that I would be doubled right now, which would be $53,244. But I'm coming in at $51,325, which is only a difference of about $1,900. So that still has things looking really good and really likely that I could still achieve this big goal I had set for myself. And that means to make my goal, I still have $148,671 to go. And before you go thinking, well, we only have 6 months left and you have way more than half to accomplish, just keep in mind that the biggest time to be earning money online, especially in my experience on Etsy, is during Q4, which is October, November, and December. You can easily make over again what you made the whole year up to that point. That's exactly what happened last year. That is what happened the year before that as well. So if you prepare properly for Q4 and we get those train tracks nice and secure, our trains can really charge forward, and that just puts us in a whole better position come January to continue seeing growth. I am going to be doing a Christmas series. I'm hoping to start that this month. So keep your eye open for that. Certainly if you are not subscribed and you want to make sure you find out how to start getting your shop prepared for Q4, be sure to subscribe now. I am going to be starting this month, the month of July, designing and getting items in my shop for the holidays. And I am already getting Christmas sales. The items that I'm selling currently, and it's every other day, like during the month of July it started, every other day I'm making a Christmas sale. Now those sales are from items that went well last Christmas. I mention this because my first year I felt like bad about my Christmas items because I would hear people saying, oh, I'm already making Christmas sales, and I wasn't able to sell any of my things early on. It wasn't until like November that I started selling my Christmas items that I was putting in. And so don't feel bad if that happens to you. It's the same thing for me. Once you start ranking in Christmas, then you'll have a much easier time the following year selling those items earlier in the season and getting a piece of that pie earlier and earlier each year as you keep adding to that niche and becoming more successful with it. And let's hop over real quick and just take a look at how ads played into this. I spent $4,536 on ads during the month of June, and I wound up with 322 orders coming from those ads. The revenue I received from that was $18,297. Now I take the revenue, I multiply it by 28%, and that's about the amount of profit that I made from those sales, which is $5,123. And when I subtract the spend out, that leaves me with about $586 as profit from those ads. Couple things going on with those ads. First, that month that I was not listing much, I was not checking in on my ads. So now I'm trying to recover from that and make sure that I'm turning off all of the terms that are eating up my ad budget. If you want to hear more about that strategy, this is a great video for that, and I'll link it down below. I usually make more like $1,000 profit from my ads, so I do want to be diligent on cleaning up my ads and making sure that I'm just cleaning up my process there with the ads so that they can become more profitable. Another thing that I'm finding with my ads this month is that a little bit of my budget is getting eaten up with one of my favorite niches, the teacher niche. And that's because while that buying has started, that's really going to kick up in July and August. I'll be getting a lot of sales in that niche. So a lot of those ads are being clicked on right now, but teachers are not quite ready to buy them. They're still talking to their teammates and figuring out which shirt they're going to be going with. So while that's eating up a little bit of my budget, that's okay. I'm in this for the long game. I'm hoping that that'll pay off later this month and into next month. And that brings us to what extra money or extra rewards was I able to pick up with the credit card rewards. Now, I'm not including the credit card rewards in my profit numbers. This is just extra, something extra and fun if you're using credit cards that give you a good return on your POD purchases, your print-on-demand purchases. So the card that I'm using is giving me a 2% return. And if I had to pay the credit card company $24,397.33, that is how much money was sitting on my credit card. All of those purchases are made on my credit card. And I'm making 2% on that. Then I wound up with $487.95 extra in my credit card rewards, which I will wind up using on a trip this year. And I do feel like this quote says it all. Success is not the absence of failure. It's the persistence through failure. Keep going, keep striving, keep listing. When you're not making the sales that you want to be making, list. Do lots of listing while you're not making those sales. That's how you're going to turn it around. Now, let's explore one of the strategies that you can use while you're listing in this video here, but not until after that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.